Hello, and welcome to Dymin in the Rough featuring Lance Lynn sometimes. I'm Dymin Lynn, and with me today is my husband, Lance.
I'll be here sometimes.
Are you nervous?
Not really.
Oh, must be nice. I'm scared and happy to be here right now.
I'm also happy to be here.
Oh, okay. He's lying. Lance is not as excited about the podcast as I am, but I think you can be finessed into really liking it.
No, it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. I think we have a lot in store. We're going to talk about a wide variety of topics. Nothing really feels off limits. And we've got some great guests lined up as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Some ex-teammates, some people that you might not even expect. So it should be a fun little back and forth involving a lot of different things.
Yeah, you can hear Lance mansplain baseball things because I know that's why half of you are here. And then, we're just going to give you an inside peek on living the MLB life as well.
And normal life.
Yeah. So I thought I'd start the episode by hyping you up a little bit.
Okay.
I thought that we would talk about every accomplishment that you've had in the 2024 season as a St. Louis Cardinal.
Ooh, you know I don't like talking about myself.
I know. That's why we're doing it. Okay. So you punched out your 2,000th strikeout.
I did.
Your 1,000th for the St. Louis Cardinals after 7 years of not being there.
Yes.
Your last win against the Texas Rangers put you in the category of beating all 30 MLB teams.
Yes.
And you finished your 2,000th inning.
Yes.
Right?
2,000 career innings.
All back to back to back to back, right?
Pretty close to back-to-back.
Yeah, like your last four starts, you accomplished something. And you were dealing with some injuries. Do you care to discuss those?
Yeah.
And don't treat me like the reporters in the clubhouse.
Where I say everything's fine.
We're looking for real answers here.
Yes, it was quite a span of starts for sure, with some milestones there. Some of them I career-wise knew about. The Cardinals single season or the career Cardinal stuff was not something that I knew about. So that was a pleasant surprise. Beating all 30 teams was cool. Rangers were my last one, but weirdly or not, I have a win against them in the World Series. So
that doesn't count?
No, playoffs don't count. That's the way they roll. That's
stupid.
So that was, I was like, all right, cool. I thought I already did that. But
okay.
That they don't see it that way. Injury wise, it was one of those years where the old knee was a little barky, so had to manage that throughout the year as it went on, and that's part of years. As you know, every year there's something different. It feels like there's something different that we have to manage. This year it was the knee.
Yeah, I get that. This was a really fun season this year, though.
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously, the kids got to do their thing at home and be in school and sports and all that, and we got to go up to St. Louis for game nights and stuff like that. So
I had a little bit of a life too. Yeah, so that was good.
Which makes it fun for you guys too, because people don't realize that season is 6 to 8 months away from home, pretty much for everyone, and this year was not that. So it was a great time.
It was a great time. Everyone is very curious about your current standing with the Cardinals.
Yeah. So
do you care to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, obviously until the World Series ends into October, there's 5 days post World Series where they have the opportunity to pick up your option. At the moment, there's been no conversations if that option will be picked up. Obviously with the season and being close to home, we hope that that's a possibility. But it is a business, and they're, as we've seen in all the reports so far, they're trying to figure out what direction they're going to go in. So,
crazy stuff's happening over there now.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be some, different things and all that. A lot of people are going to still be around, but there's going to be a different vibe of the team next year is what it looks like, somehow, some way. They're going to start by redoing some things in the minor leagues and the player development system. So usually that it starts there and trickles up.
Spoken like a true professional. But you brought up the World Series, so I feel like while I have you here, we have to talk about things that you like care about before we start talking about the things that I care about. So let's talk about the World Series. Let's talk about the playoffs. And then we'll get all that out of the way. So can you mansplain some things to me, please? Like, okay, I know the Dodgers are in playoffs.
Yeah, playing the Padres.
The Padres. And that's been intense.
Yes. That's a very...
Like there's crazy shit going on.
That's a good rivalry. Both sides have some, they have some history there. And then they're, the Padres are the talented team, and the Dodgers are obviously a very talented team with the superstars they have. So
yeah,
it's two very superstar kind of lineups and teams that are going against each other. So it's an easy rivalry. And
fans have been crazy.
They got a couple
players have gotten crazy.
Yeah, they got some players that aren't scared to, and it's the playoffs too. So
I like the drama of baseball personally. You know that about me.
That's what fans like.
Yeah.
Over the course of 162, you can't do that every day. Especially as a position player, you'll get exhausted. Like
you would have had your ass beat already.
Well, there is some back and forth throughout the year of, it's not so much these days anymore where guys get hit and there's some retaliation and stuff because you can't do that anymore. Can't have any fun anymore. But
in trouble for saying that.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely some feistiness, and that's what the playoffs is about. So it's actually, I think it's good for the game. Obviously you don't want anybody to fight or do anything like that. I love fans being, booing and do things like that. But obviously,
you love that.
I love the booing. You love
the booing of you?
Oh yeah, bring it. Let's do it. There's nothing like, if you get booed by road fans, that means you've done something good. Now, if you get booed by home fans, that means you suck. So that's never good. Which I've been booed by both, home and road fans. So that's part of the gig.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I would say in the fan wise is, let's just don't throw stuff on the field.
I know that's what they've been doing. That's why everyone's so pissed off right now.
I would say that's
you need to know better at that point.
Yeah, the craziest one I've ever been on where things were thrown on the fan were a wild card game. I think it was the first ever wild card game in 2012 in Atlanta. The infamous non-fair catch situation. You probably don't even.
What was this? 2012?
This is way long ago.
Was I in high school?
I don't know, probably.
I was not paying attention to baseball at this point in my life.
And we were the beneficiary of a fair catch ruling by the umpire, so the ball was not caught, and we ended up winning the game. But Atlanta fans were not happy, and they let the beer cans rain onto the field. We had to stop and get them off the field. When I tell you, that was the first time I've ever seen like.
Well, in golf, that's allowed. Don't they like that?
Beer cans?
Yeah,
only when you hit a hole in one at the Phoenix Open. That's it. Anywhere else, they don't like that at all. Yeah. Phoenix Open is like make golf fun again.
Mm-hmm. That's
and then the rest of the
enjoy.
tournaments, it's like, hey, be quiet where they're hitting.
Oh, that's not for me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to any other one. All right, you mentioned the Braves. Are they in it?
The Braves got beat by San Diego in the wild card round.
Oh, missed that.
Yep. So the wild card round, they lost. Brewers lost to the Mets, who the Mets are playing Philly right now, and they're playing very well. They're one of those teams that got in the last day and playing hot. Like that's what the playoffs are all about. Finding the team that's hot at the right time.
What do we think about the Dodgers and the Padres? Who's going to win this? I don't know.
As of right now,
who's winning?
Padres are up 2-1 with Game 4 tonight. So that could be that could be the end of the series, but you never know.
I love the Dodgers.
It was a fun time playing out there.
Such a fun time. They're such a vibe. Last year's playoffs was nuts. Arizona was crazy. I was kind of scared for my life a little bit. I'm assuming that's what they're experiencing this series.
I'm going to say it's worse.
I'm going to say, based on what I've seen,
just because of
worse.
The closeness of the two teams, the rivalry, the players, the back and forth that's going on right now. I would say that is a different experience for the families definitely than last year.
Yeah. All right. And then there's Kansas City.
Yeah. The Royals are playing the Yankees. That's 1-1. Game 3 is tonight. So
who do you got on that one?
I mean, the money's probably on the Yankees because Kansas City's kind of young. But Kansas City has a lot of, with Salvi Perez behind the plate. They've got a guy who's won a World Series and stuff like that. They've got pitchers that can handle the situation. So could be, you never know with that series. Sometimes when you're kind of younger in the playoffs, you don't realize you're not supposed to be in it. Mm-hmm. So that might work well for Kansas City right now.
Yeah. Their wives are wearing really cute jackets. I saw. That's really how I know that anybody is anywhere, is because of their postseason outfits.
Sometimes wife swag takes you over the top when you just don't expect to be there, and then
really
you just
important.
go for it. It's huge.
It sets the vibe for everybody, really.
Yeah, there's nothing better than like getting ready to leave for the bus to go get ready for the game, and then know that your wife's on point for the game.
I spent an astronomical amount of money on a jersey, a bedazzled jersey that looked like Elton John, and I only got to wear it once.
Yeah, but you rocked it.
I might wear it on this show just because I don't know what else to do with it. It's truly, I might frame it. It was totally legit. Okay, so we've mansplained playoffs and all of that stuff. The
Guardians are playing.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, the Guardians are playing Detroit. That series is 1-1 too. So that's a two division rivals that are very similar. They play good defense. As a group, they pitch well. So that series could go either way.
I didn't even think of those teams.
I got you.
Over my head completely and totally.
Yeah. Well, the fact that
who do you think is going to win the whole thing? Is it too soon to know?
You only knew the Yankees and the Dodgers were
the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Royals. Cute jackets, I told you. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know half of what you just said right then, but it sounded legit. I think you're going to like this podcasting thing. I really do.
I don't know what we're going to talk about when the season's over. I do got fantasy football. I got so many teams, which
I would rather not talk about fantasy football.
So there's a lot going on in the fantasy football world right now.
Everyone's hurt.
Everybody's getting hurt.
I only know the players who are dating like
people, like one person.
Yeah.
One person.
Well, Travis Kelce.
Two people.
He was on my radar when he had that show on E! News when he was dating like one girl from each state.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
No.
Okay, well.
I didn't know what E! was until
you started dating me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, who else do I know? Jason retired. I obviously know him.
Yeah, the Kelce brothers are your favorite.
They're the world's favorite.
They're world's favorite right now.
They are. That Christian guy.
McCaffrey? Mm-hmm. Okay. He's hurt right now too. So.
Yeah. Braxton Berrios dating Alex Earl.
Yeah. So there you go. Anybody that was on E! At one point or is on the social media, right?
You don't have TikTok, so you don't understand.
I don't have any of that, no.
Yeah. Anyways, so we didn't want to just sit here and ramble away. We're segueing to a different.
Isn't that what podcasting
taking a hard
is?
right, okay?
Rambling about things.
Yeah, but I don't know what's important to people. You know what I mean? So I decided to, this was a horrible idea, by the way, I set up a questionnaire where all of my Instagram followers could send in anonymous questions.
Ooh.
And they were savage. And we're going to go through a lot of them right now. Okay.
It's crazy the things you can do when you don't put a name on it.
Just wait. They hate me, not you. It's crazy. Anyways, so we're going to start with your anonymous messages. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So a question that we got asked a lot was, how did we meet? And I'll let you do that because I wasn't even involved in any of this.
That was your mother.
It was my mother.
Yeah. So I was doing a baseball clinic for kids down in Southern Illinois through a friend that I've known forever. And then we went out to, I guess, pizza place afterwards.
Walt's Pizza for anyone who knows.
And then we're just sitting there having pizza. And then your mom asked me if I was married. And then she asked me, hey, what do you think about my daughter? And then a couple of weeks later, we met.
Yeah. She had to scroll back really far to find a good picture of me. So she said, she showed you one from years before.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you show him that one? And she's like, well, Dymin, it took me forever to find a good one. I was like,
jeez.
great. Thanks, Mom.
No offense, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met.
That was the initial
at the
meeting.
Wheelhouse in St. Louis.
That was the
that
initial
next weekend. I was an hour late.
Red Hot Chili Pepper concert.
Yeah.
And I was drinking with all the dads that I met.
Yeah, he was already like 3 sheets to the wind, but
at the baseball clinic, which, you know, once you go to a baseball clinic and drink some beers with people, you're friends for life. So
I mean, that really did work out that way for you.
Pretty much how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we met at the Wheelhouse, and I was an hour late. And I didn't even sit by him, and I hardly spoke to him. And my mom was pissed. Then it worked out. We went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert afterwards.
Yep.
You had to leave a little early.
Yes.
You did. The fireball hit right when it got there.
Fireball gets you every time.
And I never thought I was going to talk to you again either. I thought.
Crazy world.
And you've texted me every single day since that time.
Crazy.
Love at first sight.
That's exactly it.
For you. Mm-hmm. Just kidding. Love you too. All right. What is yours and Lance's secret ingredient to a happy life?
Am I going first?
Yeah.
That's a two-way question.
Well, yeah, I'll answer after.
So I got to talk so then you can kind of like just piggyback.
I'll have my own answer.
This isn't fair at all. I would say we both allow each other to be themselves.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not even lying. That was in my brain.
Hey, this is my time.
Sorry.
So that's always fun. And then I think over the course of time, you know, when you have kids, when you have different things and all that, there's different things that you grow together. You learn different things about each other, like parenting, and, you know, when you travel and you're not a big traveler, and like I'm like, just throw your shit in a suitcase, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's not you at all. So you learn to love things that you might not have enjoyed at the beginning, or things that maybe irritated you. You learn to deal with them.
I irritate you?
No, like the packing thing. Sometimes I struggle with the way you pack.
Okay, well, you've never told me that before, so.
So yeah, I did it I told you, when you pack a car, you like to throw things in a car. I can't
pack a car. I can't do geometry or math or anything like that. And like, I can't see it in my brain. I can pack a suitcase. I can't.
Yeah. So like packing a car is a whole thing, you know, it's like Tetris.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Like literally cannot.
Let's go. All right.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that. I was actually going to get really mushy.
Shit.
I was going to say, generally speaking, like, I believe that you are my person. So that makes being happy pretty easy. I don't feel like you have ever made me feel like I needed to be more or less. So I feel like I've really grown as a person being with you. I've never had a relationship like that before. So that was something that I was going to say. Also, I would say forgiveness is a really big thing, because you and I have both done some stupid shit over the years that has required each other to like forgive each other. So that was a really big thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not all rainbows and sunshine all the time. Oh, another thing, talking about like growth. I think we're both really receptive to each other's feedback on things. Like, our communication has really gotten better. It hasn't always been good. It's taken us 7 years to get to this point where our communication.
Still not a huge talker.
You know, but you're working on it, which that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you are always willing to work on things that I bring to your attention, and vice versa. And I think that's really important.
True.
So yeah, just finding you a person who wants
to
do things with you, to work, to want to be married to you is a good start.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know things until they're brought to your attention.
That's very true.
Yeah. Like baseball
surprising
players
the hell out of me
baseball players
all the time.
Baseball players are stupid in the sense of, once the season ends, they're like, where's the
baseball players are unhinged. Okay.
When I got to get ready for the next one. It's like, no, like, you need to be a human being.
Yeah. I think I bring the human being out of you too.
100%.
I humble you.
Which is good.
I know that.
Yeah.
I think people think I'm mean to you, but I think we really do have a very loving relationship. All they do is see me roasting you online, which is deserved. They just don't, you don't have social media, so they don't see you roasting me back.
I don't roast. I'm the sweetest.
Okay, well.
But a lot of the roasts on your social media come from the roasting of
Can we break that down for just a second?
Of myself to you. So you think it's funny and you're like, people need to hear that. So they think it's just
but then
you.
They think I'm a bitch.
But it's me. I'm very much, I like to give myself a hard time. I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah, you're very self-deprecating. We both are. I roast myself on the internet all the time. I'm very self-deprecating. I'm very self-aware, so much so that I think it ruins my life. I'm so self-aware that my actions make me anxious, and then I'm acting out of the anxiousness and not out of the self-awareness. And then people are like, well, you're a dickhead. And I'm like, I'm really not. I knew you were going to think that, though. Okay.
There you go.
We took a hard, right there. What I was going to say, this time last year, I got in trouble on the internet because
so mean. That was
Lance gave up the most home runs in the league last year.
The league.
He was number one. We're not celebrating that, though.
Someone's always got to be number one, though.
I mean, you're in a record book somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah. But we moved into our new home, and he made a pitching tunnel down there, and I videoed him pretending to pitch in there, and I was like, hey, we have a pitching tunnel now he's not going to give up the most home runs in the league, ha 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 ha.
And I didn't.
Which he said, I would have never known. I don't Google stuff like that. I just don't.
Well, I think what I said was, well, if I give up the most home runs with this, it's time to shut it down.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that's
did you this year?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, improvement. We'll put that on your accomplishments as well.
I think I only gave up half as many.
Is that?
Cut it in half.
Bad or good?
It wasn't great, but
okay.
Got by.
Okay. Well, at least you're not number one. We're not going to look up who's number one. I don't want that smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll let their significant other roast them after the year.
I am no longer. No, but more to that story. The news outlets actually picked it up, like ESPN and John Boy and all these things. So I'm getting like so many messages, hateful messages, shocking, that I'm the worst wife and we're going to be divorced. And
yeah, I thought it was funny. Well, I said it. So
yeah,
all you did was repeat what I said.
Exactly. Anyways, so I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad wife. I'm just funny. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, this one was kind of a two-parter, I broke it up. What has been some of the biggest challenges for you as a family while navigating in the MLB? I want to answer this one first because I feel like our challenges are vastly different.
100%.
Being a baseball wife sometimes feels like you're setting yourself on fire so that your significant other can shine. I say that a lot. What I mean by that, because I know that's like a dramatic way to say it. What I mean by that is a lot falls on the shoulders of the wife, especially if you have children. I just have a lot of balls in the air at all times, and I do be dropping a lot of balls. So a lot of times during the season, I personally feel a lot of mom guilt. I feel like I'm always failing at something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whether that's I'm not being the best parent because I'm so overwhelmed, or I chose to go on a road trip alone and I see everybody's kids there and I'm like, oh my God, I should have brought my kids to see you and all that. And then, our marriage kind of relies on me too, because you don't have the option to just go off and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not
have to leave the kids at home to spend time with you, which means they're not spending time with you. And sometimes I feel like I'm wearing my family down by how much help I need, because I have 3 kids and they act just like the both of us. So they're not always easy. So yeah, I feel like I fail a lot during the season. And then I feel guilty I feel like sometimes I put that on you and I don't always show you the support that you need during a season either. But yeah, I'm just a little bit of a head case during the season.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Well, that's part of it. Grand scheme of things, like I said earlier, you are 8 months out of the year, you're away from home pretty much. Like on talking about like when, especially if you're playing somewhere else.
Yeah.
You got to go to spring training, you got to take your kids out of school, you got to do all that. And then when you get down there, you got to find them school, you got to find them babysitters, you got to find them like daycares if
overwhelming.
you can.
And you never know if you're making the right decisions.
Yep. And then you're moving multiple times a year, and then even when you're in a city that you're playing in, it's not home. Like when you're in a rental home, for 6 months. And then like, we're never there. We're there for 6 to 9 days in a row. And then we're gone. So half the month we're there, 15 days.
And then when you're not there, I'm traveling to you or back home
for something
with
family
kids
and all that solo.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like baseball wives technically are solo. You could say it 8 months
solo
out of the year.
Parenting.
Technically. Mm-hmm. And then when we're at home, people don't realize it's like the game's at 7.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like we show up at 6:30.
Yeah. Well, you're at the field all day long. You'll go in the morning until the game's over.
Yeah, you got to be there at, let's say, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Game's at 7 because you've got BP, you've got meetings with going over scouting reports, this and that. And so, yeah, the gist of it, it's a lot on you. And then for us,
what are your challenges personally?
The challenges is they're similar because you feel like you're neglecting your family because you can't be there.
Yeah.
But you're also like doing what you love, and that's always fun.
And providing for your family.
And you're providing, which is great. The challenges are like, I'd say the older I've gotten, the more you come back from a road trip and you see you feel like your kids grow a foot when you're gone.
Yeah.
Or, when you miss dance, gymnastics, softball, baseball, like next thing you know, it's like, man, you almost like every time you come home, you gotta relearn like what your kids like and don't like, and you're trying to be supportive and trying to help you because you've been solo, and then they don't they're like, oh, where's mom?
Scared of me during the season.
They're like, where's mom? And you're like, no, I'm here right now.
Yeah, the kids don't really let you help because they're so used to it.
So
yeah.
So I think that's the hard part. You want to help, but you also feel like you're disrupting.
Yeah. And
then it makes you feel like you're not a part and you can't help. And then when I get home, you're like, hey, you're up because, and then the kids are like, no, you're not up, Dad.
Yeah.
Thanks though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the hard part, is like trying to figure out how to work. And
we can't really complain about anything either. I think I'm a chronic complainer and oversharer, so I really enjoy bitching about things, and people just won't let me do it. And I'm not taking away, I know I have a very privileged lifestyle that is not lost on me at all. Okay. And I love it, and I love you, and I love our kids, and I love everything. But like the way I lose my mind all the time, that's what I'm trying to convey. It's like, hey, I'm a mess over here. And everyone's like, wow, there are single parents everywhere. And I'm like, I know that. And I feel for them. Okay. I get it. So yeah. Okay. So the second part of this question is, what have been some of your favorite moments as a family lately?
Lately you're looking at like, obviously at the end of the season, you got to get back into what we call like the normal routine, pretty much me finding y'all's routine of what you guys have been doing. So,
and relearning where the light switches are in our house.
Dude, it pisses me off when I hit the wrong light switch, especially when I'm trying to hurry and get everybody to school and I'm flipping switches and nothing's the one that I think it is. So you got that going on. We've had school, gymnastics, softball, dance. So like seeing the kids, like
our kids are at really fun ages right now, and
they're hectic. They're in that mode where they got a lot going on, but they're a little young to like understand that we got to go and you got to listen. So that's hectic too, but it's also fun. So I think that's the like family time right now has been great. And the gist of like just being able to be together, like we got a mini horse
Yeah.
the other day. So like seeing the kids like
Little Lou.
want to ride the mini horse, but
Yeah.
it's like, hey, this mini horse is like, hey, I don't know you yet, and
Yeah. No, we've had a lot of fun lately. I would say for me personally, like my life is just peaceful. Almost doesn't sound like the word, but I have a lot more peace and less inner turmoil when you're around, because you really do pick up the slack when you are home. I feel like maybe sometimes there are wives out there who are so used to their husband's absence that when they do come back, they're very annoyed and are like, they kind of like the absence. I'm not like that. I'm a codependent queen, and I need my mans at home to help me with literally everything. So I like having you home. And again, our kids are at really fun ages, and we're doing fun things. And we've got chickens and dogs and cats and goats and horses, and it's
everything.
We're making like good core memories now. We're finally at a spot where it's grooving. So that's, I would say, that is what my favorite moments are. Okay, moving on. A lot of people were curious about like your parents and siblings. One person even says that they feel really bad that Dymin doesn't speak about them. So for starters, that's a really weird thing to feel bad about.
Yeah. Well, my family's not big on photos or like,
They don't really do social media.
yeah, they just, so it's like, they kind of like to be
like, no one's mad that they're not on my social media. No one's they don't have it, so they don't know that they're missing out on it.
Right. And they don't,
makes
it's
sense.
not like their thing.
It's not their thing.
Yeah.
I feel like your dad would probably,
He'd probably be pissed if
he would
you
be
were
so
like,
pissed
hey,
probably.
you know,
Like, I'm
Lance
putting this on the gram. He'll be
Lance
like,
and
what
his
the hell
dad
is
went
that?
golfing today. Have a great time. It's
Yeah.
like,
And yeah, that's not really authentic. And they live so far away.
True. Yeah. We get
Half
to see
your
him
family's in
once a
Indiana.
month, you know, once a month here or there, or starts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
They've come to more games this year than they have in, well, that's not necessarily
well,
true,
it just
but
depends on where
I
things.
feel like we've seen them more this summer than we have in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it was like pulling teeth to get my dad to take a family photo of my last start in St.
Exactly.
Louis.
So it's not me.
He was like, "Nah, I don't want one." I'm like, "Dad, get fucking the picture."
I feel like you were insinuating that I'm a dick to Lance's family, and that is not true. I'm not holding them from you.
Yeah, they're around. They're around more than people think. They just like to be not seen.
Yeah, that's true.
They're okay with not being.
They're
seen.
okay with not being seen. They don't feel like I'm not showing them.
Yeah.
And if you see my family all the time, that's because we literally live 10 minutes from them. And again, back to that codependency thing. I am so lodged up my family's ass. Like, I see them every day. I talk to my mom and my grandma every day on the phone.
Well, yeah, they're with the kids and stuff when I'm gone. They're your.
But
helping hands.
even when I don't need them to babysit, like, they're kind of my social life right now too.
That's part of
Oh,
it.
that goes back to like another question. Another thing I'm failing at is like adult friendships. I feel really bad about it, but I think I have ADHD a little bit too. So anyways, so yeah, that's about Lance's family.
Well, yeah, adult friendship come with actually being in town and living, or like we're gone half the year, so like we
gone
miss a
half
lot
the
of
year.
stuff. And summers is like when you get to do things,
Yeah.
and like winter.
And all my friends are in that stage of having babies and their own T-ball schedules and their own gymnastic schedules. And it's just impossible really to meet up at this time.
Yeah.
But
I only go on hunting trips with my
just-
friends. That's coming up too.
we're
by
going
the way.
to talk about hunting
season.
now.
It's deer season.
Yeah, see, that's so annoying to me. He's gone all year long and then comes home and he's like, all right, now I get to golf and now I get to go hunting. So I'll see you never.
Been working my ass off all year.
Okay. Oh,
Gotta have some me time.
wow. Okay. Well, go to hell. What's the most annoying thing that you both do? Like, what annoys you about me and vice
I
versa?
just showed what my annoying thing is.
Yeah, I think, yep. How do I annoy you? There's
I got
no...
one thing that pops in my mind. It like screams.
What?
When we're in the car and you got your phone plugged in and we're listening to the radio and you're scrolling through whatever and it keeps cutting the damn radio out.
Yeah.
And then I hit the radio button again, play, and then you scroll to the next thing you want to listen to, you hit it, and then it cuts out again.
Okay, to be
I'm
fair,
like,
that
take
annoys
your
me
phone,
too.
Unplug it and stop. Either charge it and listen to the radio or take it off and listen to the thing. That's my one.
All right. Honestly, that's valid because that annoys me too. That's just an annoying feature on the phone. I don't know how to turn it off.
Right. You unplug it.
Okay, but then it doesn't charge. And because I'm chronically on it, that shit's always dead. I find that
if you set it down and charge it, it will charge faster and probably stay charged longer. I'm not a phone expert, but that's my guess.
Okay. Okay, my turn. You know how I said, like, you pull your weight when you're home.
Yeah, you lie.
You do a great job.
You lie through your teeth.
Like, would it kill you to do a load of laundry?
Hate it. Hate laundry.
I hate laundry too. I hate laundry
all right, I'll
too.
do laundry.
You will do yours. No, I hate dishes too. Right, you do the dishes and that's fine. But my God, we could tag team laundry a couple times a week.
I rotate, like I've got like 7 outfits and I'm one load a week from myself.
Okay, but it feels like it's doubled since you've been home full time. So make that make sense.
Because we're still unpacking from the season.
When? Who?
I don't know.
Yeah, you just made all of that up. Okay.
It feels like that. I think there's a suitcase still full from the season now that I think about it.
All right.
Probably should do that later. It's clean. So I just need to put it up.
That'll happen when you pack for next season.
I'll probably just open it in the closet and over time it will get put up.
You'll just put it in the back of the truck and take it with you to spring training. You won't even unpack it.
It does have a lot of shorts. I'm not going to need those because it's hunting season. But
okay, well.
So it could be fine. You're right.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of annoying things that I do, I'm actually so happy that I got this message. This was the first message that I received, okay? Within a minute and a half of posting my anonymous question box. And I'm happy it happened because I want people to see. I think there is an assumption that because I'm married to you and life is all dandy and great on the internet, that I don't deal with any sort of criticism or anything like that. But I can almost assure you that I get hate messages more than anybody. And I can say confidently that all of the guests that we bring on in the future have dealt with an anonymous asshole on the internet. So this next question is for Lance, and I need you to answer it like your marriage depends on it, okay?
Let's do it.
It says, do you ever feel embarrassed about Dymin's need for attention in public and that I have never had money fashion sense?
Oh, really?
Do you like my Gucci?
I do.
My head to toe Gucci
I feel like you wore that outfit on purpose because of that
such
message.
A tacky queen.
I would say no. Never.
Don't answer this wrong.
And when it comes to your outfits, you've always dressed to the occasion. Great. So it's like you look at like you have it's like whatever event we're going to, just because they see our pictures at events and like when we're like out at pumpkin patches and stuff like that, you dress to the occasion. Right. But
look at a man who pays attention to what his woman wears.
Like, maybe we should start taking more picture of you like going to the chicken coop and getting eggs in the morning.
What's so funny actually is that someone just came up to my mom recently and was like, every time I see your daughter, she looks homeless. So I just can't win with you people is what I've gathered.
Yeah, you're homeless or you're a tacky queen. You can't win.
I'm the best of both worlds. I feel like this person hasn't been around long enough to really have those assumptions about me because like I popped out of the womb dressing like a dickhead. My mother used to like dress me like a watermelon for Sunday school. Mm-hmm. Like it was not Halloween. It was just like a random Sunday, right? And she dressed me like a watermelon. And then does anybody remember like in 2007 and 2008 when Ed Hardy was a really, really big deal? Okay, I kept Ed Hardy in business in 2008, okay? Like, can you imagine a 12-year-old, flat-chested, but a little bit chunky Dymin with a tiger sweater, like a big tiger face on it, with hot pink leggings, knee-high leather boots, straight across Hannah Montana bangs, and like a pleather jacket. Not even a leather jacket, like a shiny trash bag looking jacket. So like money doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay. Like this is who I am to my core since birth, since taking my first breath. Okay. Thank you very much.
Lively likes to dress like that.
Yes. Genetics. My daughter does the exact same thing. And as far as attention seeking goes, I feel like this comment would have absolutely wrecked my world a few years ago. Like, it wouldn't have just ruined my day. It would have ruined my freaking week. I would have thought about it every day, every time that I chose something to wear. And now I'm 31 years old. I have 4 children. Everything that I do now is for joy. I really believe that. Everything I wear, and I don't really dress for other people. I don't think I dress for other people. You see me. I think the reason that you can confidently talk about my outfits at a pumpkin patch right now is because you see how much thought and effort and how much I actually enjoy putting an outfit together. And you even help me with them sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
I've got a gift.
What? You have a gift? Yeah. Oh, I thought we were hyping me up.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like everything I do, and I can understand how someone would think that's attention-seeking behavior. I mean, I drive a pink Bronco. Okay, I understand that. But
yeah, that was for the kids.
Exactly. Like everything I do is really for the joy of my joy, my kids' joy, your joy, my family's joy. And I really don't give a shit if you don't like me or what I wear or what I drive or anything. But I bet you're the first to tune in to this podcast. So continue to do the devil's work. That's fine. Anyways, I probably spent too much time on that, but.
Next question.
Does Lance secretly love the pink Bronco? Do you want to tell the story about that?
Yeah. So I ordered the pink Bronco, waited 2 years for it.
Okay. It wasn't pink. It was alien.
Area 51.
Same thing. Yeah. Area 51 blue, which is like a dusty blue color, right?
Yeah.
Is that a good way to describe that?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So ordered it, waited 2 years for the Raptor one to come in. Got delivered 2 years ago during the season. Mm-hmm. I think we got the Barbie movie just came out, right? That's where the Barbie movie just came out. I think the girls got the motorized pink Bronco they already had. Mm-hmm. So they were like, hey, obviously 2 little girls, pink Bronco, saw the Barbie movie, like, let's make the Bronco pink.
And at this time,
it might have been your idea. I don't really know.
It was my idea.
Like, oh, we could do that. And then it kind of just took a life of its own. And I said no.
Yeah. And then he got traded to the LA Dodgers. And so he was in California and I was doing my little research. And
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Her mom picked it up and got it wrapped pink for us.
When we flew out to LA, my mom came and picked up the Bronco and wrapped it pink for me. And when we came home, it was hot pink. And it is a vibe and I love it.
Yeah.
I oftentimes forget that it's pink when I'm driving it and people are always like staring, like cranking their heads. And I'm like, what?
Yep. I get a couple weird looks in it too.
And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's pink. Ha.
Yeah. Like the other day, Lively and I were going to the grocery store and she's like, there's Mom at the nail salon. I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not funny. Incognito at all.
So it was funny.
People know exactly
that's how the
where
pink
I'm at.
Bronco came about.
Yeah. We love it. It'll stay pink forever.
For a while.
I can't imagine it a different.
Until the
going
girls
back to
get
normal.
over it.
That would be sad.
Until the girls get over it.
The girls are over it.
And then
they don't care.
Judge, we might do like army green or like camo or something when it's time for his choice.
Okay, that's
a couple years.
A ways away.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Everyone wants to know if we're going to have any more babies, and I'm here to tell you that's a hard no. Okay, we are very done having children. We have 4.
Yeah, yeah, we're in a good
spot. I already told you they act exactly like us, and we're surviving out here. Okay, so we're not having any more. Thank you for asking.
All is good.
There was a couple of those. Like, damn. There were some crazy questions that will not be on this podcast. I'm so sorry. That is for a different audience entirely. And I'm not getting paid for that. So, no thank you. Here's one of my favorite ones. Did Dymin put a hex on Joe Kelly?
I don't know where that would come from. It's funny because we're really good friends with the Kellys.
I know.
Yeah, it's funny.
And if I had the capability to put a hex on anybody, Joe would not even be on my list. There's like 3 people that come to my mind.
It wouldn't even work on Joe.
No.
Joe's got like an invisible cloak to things.
I honestly believe that. Joe has an energy about him that I really cannot describe. It is so like unlike anybody else that I've ever met before. Yeah. He might be an alien. He's super cool. His wife is really cool. Again, I keep saying energy like I know what the hell I'm talking about, but like she is so amazing. We got to get them on the podcast because there was a lot of questions on here that I think I need to save for
Joe and I.
For Joe.
For Joe
and Ashley.
Yeah, they've got their fun.
Ashley's been around the block. Like she knows a thing or two. She's been a baseball wife. I mean, they go way back with you in the Cardinals, first go round, right?
Joe and I go back to college Team USA together when we were 18 years old.
Okay, yeah. So
we go way back. So we'll
yes.
He's busy right now.
Yeah, well, yes.
So we'll wait.
Okay, but no, I did not put a hex on him. Again, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Thank you. And then there were a couple questions about our farm, which we answered all that. They want to know what animals we want, all of that stuff. So
I want some real cows, but you don't want the stinky shit everywhere.
No, I don't. So, I would get a mini cow, but
I understand that.
Mini cows still grow into cows, so
yes, they do.
It's kind of crazy. We just got a mini horse. I think we're gonna name him Little Lou. We have 2 goats, June and Olive, 14 chickens. Those are not named. I tried. It was 14. Stupid. Yeah, 14. Yeah, you didn't know about the last couple that I added. Chickens are the gateway drug to a whole homestead.
Bunnies show up.
Bunnies. I do love our bunnies.
We went to get 1 dog. We came back with 2, Biscuit and Brisket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it goes. Once you start, you don't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in a couple of years, we'll have some racing horses, just do the thing.
Oh, okay. We're really going to do it then. So you're on board. Okay. Fun fact, Lance doesn't like animals. Okay. So all this stuff that he's saying right now, I'm
a dog person. That's it. That's the only thing I was ever around growing up.
Yeah.
So like cats were mean as shit to me growing up.
Yeah.
So we have 2 cats.
And they both love you. So
yeah, which is weird, but maybe the cats were weird back in the day. I don't know. One was a Siamese cat on it. They're fucking weird.
Okay. All right. Good to know. I talked to somebody the other day about an alpaca. So I would like an alpaca or 2.
Don't they spit?
If you piss them off, don't piss them off.
Would that go in with a mini horse and goats?
No, we're gonna need to expand a little bit.
We need to learn to put up fences. I got it.
Yeah, learn to work a hammer.
These hands are way too precious.
Oh my God. I mean, you're not wrong. I can't really complain.
I could probably put a fence up. It's gonna suck.
No, I need a whole barn. I don't need
I can't do a barn.
I don't need a fence.
That's a lot. We got a guy for that. What's that song? Got a guy for that?
What?
Yeah.
Sing it.
Post Malone. I got a guy for that. I'm thinking it's a song. Look it up. It's on the.
I haven't listened to his album. I'm a Sabrina Carpenter girly right now.
What's his new album? His new country album?
F1 Trillion.
He's got a guy for that. Yes. It's a thing.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
You can listen to it later.
Alrighty. Well, I think that is the end of our questions. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what this podcast is going to be for our beautiful viewers? Let's explain what we're trying to accomplish. Do you care, or am I forcing you to be here?
Well, let's
blink twice if you need help.
Would I be here if you didn't ask me to on my own? No, is the question.
But wasn't this fun? So
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is the version of this podcast is for people to realize that both people do. Like, so for me, like I was raised sports only. Yeah. That's the only thing I know. You were more entertainment side. You like fashion. You like this. Like, I didn't really listen to music before we started dating.
Wow, I've just really brought so much joy into your life.
It's just like,
it's crazy.
Like knowing who sings what, this or that. Like you can sing pretty much every damn song that comes on the radio.
That is true.
Like E-News, or when you're like, hey, you tell me a story about, we probably shouldn't go down this rabbit hole, but like you're like Diddy, this, that, and you're like, there's all kinds of craziness going on in the world. Like, but for me, if it's not like Baseball Network, ESPN, don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know about it. And it's kind of fun to bounce things off of two totally different worlds.
Yeah.
Living in the same house. We have things that we like that are different, but we also have to explain the other side to each other. So that gives us a fun little banter of back and forth too.
Yeah. Well, I think people like to see you as a human because
I hate that part.
I think, okay, don't be offended, but I think you might come off like a little bit of a dick when you play baseball, which people like that. They really like that. But
so I've got that.
We're showing a different side to you, but that is not the purpose of this podcast. Okay. He might not even be back next time. Okay. He's doing me a favor. We're using him for views. Okay. So
I don't know. Yeah.
Click like down below. But I think I used to have a blog back in the day, but it was like the more children I had, the more brain cells I lost. So I really couldn't put.
You had to be able to type.
Well, but like I couldn't put a thought together, let alone like an eloquent sentence that a blog post would require. So that kind of died. My dreams kind of died with that. So I do not want to shy away from hard topics. I feel like I would really like to show the human aspect of
craziness,
athletes, our friends, you know what I mean? Their significant others, show a different perspective to living what some would say is a very luxurious lifestyle, which it can be. It's very fun, but it also has its own set of challenges. And I think with some of the guests that we bring on, we're just going to shine a whole new light on some of your favorite players' significant others, and I think it's going to be really fun.
That, and we're going to be able to see their dynamic, like their likes and don't likes.
Hopefully, we show a new side to some of the people's biggest.
Which is good, because unfortunately, in let's say the athlete world, the only light that gets shined is whatever the reporter wants to write. Yeah. And then half the time,
you've been a victim of some shitty articles.
Half the time, reporters don't even ask people. And then they get quotes from people that don't even put their name on them. So I don't even know how that's real. That who knows what nonsense people are writing out there.
Oh my God. You're such a petty little queen. You're going to thrive on this podcast. This is so much fun already.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to tell your own truths.
Yes. Okay. I think he's in, guys. I think he's all in.
We'll find out.
We did it. We hyped him up.
We'll find out. There's a lot of things in the baseball and sports world that are falsely portrayed in certain things.
Yeah. So hopefully we get to hear from a lot of really cool people. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And it's good to learn their stories.
Yeah.
Over time we'll be able to. Yes,
everyone has a story. And I think that's another important thing to showcase. It's like life doesn't just stop because you're a professional athlete. Like
stories
shitty
and
things happen,
and hobbies and things that don't involve sports, but sports are allowing you to have all those things.
This is hard-hitting journalism, really.
Bingo.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for us. Thank you for listening to our first ever podcast episode. We got to hear Lance mansplain a bunch of things about sports, and we answered a lot of your questions. So I hope that you enjoyed listening to those. And let us know how you feel. Give us some feedback. I need validation like I need air to breathe. We'll see you next Tuesday.